This is number 100 in my series on extraordinary encounters. These are individuals and events that God has given to me over the years. And the first extraordinary encounter was Connie Ray Dayton, meeting her in the university. And then I pick up again when we graduated from Bible college and forward. Now I'm up to the point where we are pastoring in Alexandria, Egypt, and today is September the 28th, 2023. So we're looking back to the year 2004, 19 years ago. And it was in October or November of that year where we went to Germany. And I mentioned this in my last video on a Luther tour and all the places where were significant in the life of Martin Luther, along with some of the history and all of that. And then spent some time with our niece Amy and her husband and girls. And then Amy drove us to Berlin, and we were able to go to Checkpoint Charlie, have Mexican food, see the museum, go to Starbucks on what was formerly East Germany. That was really, really good. Now, in the back of my mind during that time, and we did thoroughly enjoy that time, no question. In the back of my mind, there was the thought of going back and not knowing if we would actually be allowed to enter the country. Now, we had been discipling a young man who came to faith in Christ. He was the man I've mentioned before in a video, young man where he was looking through viewing a bootleg copy of the Passion of the Christ with some university friends. And we were discipling he and his wife, and Connie was teaching her how to cook, and we were just talking to them and kind of hanging out with them and encouraging them in the faith and that. But his parents were not excited at all about his coming to Christ. His father threatened to cut off his head. His mother shunned him, and eventually my name came up in all of this, and his mother got a hold of the secret police. So right before we left on this Luther tour and Berlin tour, he called us and told us that his mother had done this. Now, we knew at that time that there were other pastors and missionaries who were being deported, and kind of one of two ways. Either you'd come back into the country and they would arrest you at the airport and then incarcerate you for a day, two, or more, and then deport you, or they just would not let you back into the country. So we didn't know which of those two options would be what might happen to us. So we enjoyed our time, and as we came back into the country, we're talking, we prayed about it, and said, okay, we'll see if this is the end or if we can continue. And so when we came through to customs, passport control, and all of that, heading for the baggage claim, there were some extra policemen or military guys. It just seemed like a little more of a military presence or police presence than we had been accustomed to there in Alexandria. But we came through and got through, and no one said anything. We got our ride back to our home, and we're rejoicing because of what could have happened and didn't happen. As I say, the fact is that was the common practice at that point. This is how they were kind of culling out foreigners, missionaries there in the country. So we had to be aware of that, and then we were okay. We can handle whatever they put us through. But we're just really grateful. Instead of putting us through something, we got through, and we're able to continue our life and ministry there in that city and as a part of the international church there in Alexandria. Thank the Lord for that. We did.